As Provost of the University, it is my pleasure to introduce three members of the class of 2012-2013 who will be offering remarks this afternoon. They will be speaking in the following order: Amara Ugwu, Rahul Roy, and Jonathan Grabinsky.
Praise God, we made it. President Zimmer, Dean Boyer, distinguished faculty, families, and fellow graduates, good afternoon. My name is Amara Ugwu, and I represent one of the many voices of this graduating class of 2013. Frederick Douglass, abolitionist and author, noted that if there's no struggle, there's no progress. And I am sure that we can all attest to the validity of this statement, whether it was struggling through genetics, life away from home, or the Chicago winters. As a result of the various challenges that we have faced, we have become stronger, more refined, and more intelligent versions of ourselves. Today, as we gather with family, friends, and faculty to commemorate the past 4 years and to reminisce about our formative college experiences, let us reflect on who we have become and who we can become. This convocation ceremony is important because tomorrow we will be graduates of the University of Chicago. Tomorrow, we will be among the few who were privileged enough to walk this quad, to partake in the UChicago core, and among the few young adults around the world with a college degree. Right now, the question is, how do we move forward? What does it mean for us to be good stewards of this education that we've been privy to? First, we must acknowledge those who helped make our college experience possible. Today, as we prepare to move towards the future, it is pertinent that we hold fast to our support networks, those who have encouraged and grounded us throughout the years. Parents, families, friends, and mentors, I take this moment to thank you. We ask that you continue to support us as we embark on our future endeavors. Like many of my classmates, I came to the University of Chicago because I desired a college experience that would challenge me. Fellow classmates, we did not choose the University of Chicago because it was easy. Why then should we look for a life of comfort and ease after receiving our diplomas and plunging into the real world? We have a responsibility to our communities, to our world, no matter our majors or aspirations. Whether we are in medicine, finance, or academia, we must not solely focus on selfish ideals, prestige, or aspirations of grandeur. Rather, we must challenge ourselves to be civically engaged. Life after college should not be about living sedentary or quiet lives. The challenge is to take these past 4 years, the connections we've made, the unique passions, to take this degree and to do something relevant and positive with it. 8 years ago, my family and I immigrated from Jamaica to the United States. I had no idea that I would end up at a school like the University of Chicago. As Nigerian immigrants, my parents valued education even when the means were very limited. But it was with the help of people like my high school teacher, Dr. Brown, who dedicated herself to teaching at an urban public school that I made it. I am here by the aid of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation because a man pursued his passion but used his influence and money to make an impact on the lives of others. I am here because a medical doctor from Stanford University created the Questbridge program, helping high-achieving low-income students attend top universities. I am here because of people, much like you and I, who decided to make an impact in this world with the means and the mind that they had. Today is our last day as undergraduates, and as we prepare for our future, as we move into tomorrow, let us hold fast to the words of Frederick Douglass, remembering that if there's no struggle, there's no progress, and the progress in our own communities and in our world can only happen when brilliant minds like us decide to become engaged.
What up? All right. Yeah, as someone who feels like he didn't know what the hell he was doing over these past 4 years or why he was doing it, as someone who actually wanted to transfer out of this school during his first year, and as someone who can barely speak to one person, let alone, 20,000 people, I feel like I'm probably the last person who should be up here at this podium right now delivering a speech at his college diploma ceremony. But here I am, so instead of giving you the kind of speech that tries to inspire or empower or impart wisdom, I decided to write something a little less serious, a little more uncommon, you could say, because this university loves that. After all, this is the approach I used when writing the essay that got me into this school, so it's only fitting that I leave it in a similar fashion. It's a poem that might sound a little familiar if you're a fan of 90s teen movies. It's called 10 Things I Hate About UChicago. All right. Let's go. I hate the way your brochures convinced me that you were the perfect place. I hate how I learned so much, yet feel like I've retained so little, barely a trace. I hate how I felt like you marooned me in a boring bubble in the South Side. I hate that all the hair-pulling all-nighters you had me spend at the reg have rendered my brain forever fried. I hate how your stimulating discussion seminars force me to learn through participation. I hate how almost every paper you had me painstakingly write was basically just another opportunity for mental masturbation. I hate how stupid I hate how stupid and average I felt in the company of all of my amazing peers. I hate how morbidly depressed your long, cold winters made me feel, so much so that I disposed most of my income on beers. I hate how 4 years just flew by, as if it wasn't that long ago when we first arrived here in the fall. But mostly, I hate the way I don't hate you, UChicago. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. Well, at this point, I should be running off the stage crying, but honestly, I think I did enough of that during all my episodes of existential melodrama over these past 4 years. My sister, parents, and roommates can attest to this. Honestly, when I sat down to reflect on my college experience, my dominant feeling was that of regret. I hate to say it, but I totally took this school, this rare place and moment in our lives, as inspired so much love and so much hate, for granted. Indeed, love and hate on their own are pretty boring binary feelings, but together in simultaneous tandem, they form bittersweetness, which is rich, complicated, powerful. Today, I encourage you all to let your guard down, because I know for a fact that I've kept mine up for far too long, and to really embrace and savor this feeling, the feeling of the day, this day we've been downplaying the significance of for so long in our heads. So let it take over. Let it sink in. Courage. Gracias.
Hello, everyone. Hi, that's going to be hard to follow. All right. The other day, I was sitting outside my apartment on 54th Street waiting for the bus. I was carrying a backpack that was heavier than usual and wearing a pair of jeans that had absorbed the strong and strangely comforting odor of the 5th floor cubicles of the reg. After a couple of minutes, the 171 bus showed up. Unfortunately for me, it was 10:15 a.m., aka University of Chicago student rush hour. I pushed and I got pushed, feeling both a sense of community for sharing a bus with my fellow students, but also a strong rivalry as I competed with them for the precious and limited seating space. This is probably what life after college is going to be like, I thought. Stepping into the world outside of college will be like stepping into the 171 bus at 10:15 a.m. It is going to be slow, it is going to be crowded, and it is going to be very competitive. The University of Chicago prides itself in sculpting the minds of students in a way that allows us to handle the most theoretical and abstract concepts. And like most students here, I take pride in belonging to such an institution. But faced with an uncertain future, some of us wonder, why did I spend 4 years learning all this theory? 4 years learning about Foucault, about the delta epsilon definition of a limit, if, at the end of the day, I do not have a set of skills that are transferable into the labor market. And I believe that these doubts, these concerns, although valid, emerge from a distorted understanding of what the college is about. I believe that theoretical education provided by the college is, in essence, a skills-based education. And let me tell you why. First, as conceptual thinkers, we are great problem solvers. Whenever faced with a challenge, we will use both our skepticism and our knowledge to dig into the roots of the issue and tackle the problem from the center outwards. Second, as conceptual thinkers, we can easily empathize with individuals who hold different views. And we can be more empathetic because after having been exposed to the various competing explanations of the world, from religion to history, from fine arts to economics, we know that no such thing as an absolute truth exists, but that instead the world is a tug of war between many equally valuable realities. And so when given an opportunity, we will voice our opinions, but we will do so humbly. Instead of saying the truth is, we will say some narratives propose. Instead of saying the facts are, we will say the evidence suggests. And instead of saying you're wrong, we will cite the wisdom of one of the greatest intellectuals of the 20th century, Jeffrey the Dude Lebowski. And we will say, you're not wrong, but yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man. Third, as conceptual thinkers, our capacity to absorb new material comes naturally. And this is perhaps one of the greatest gifts that we take with us from the University of Chicago College. As conceptual thinkers, we know the right questions to ask, so that anything we don't know, we can learn. Stepping into the world outside college will be like stepping into the 171 bus at 10:15 a.m. It is going to be slow, it is going to be crowded, and it is going to be very competitive. But as University of Chicago graduates, as conceptual thinkers, I think we have a good set of skills. And that should help us find our way around the bus. Thank you, gracias, and congratulations, class of 2013.